Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a brand new video. Sorry for the last 2 days, no content. Now, I was trying to work out on my technical side. It is absolutely hectic, but I hope you can hear me loud and clear. We're going to be diving into the CAISEDO links. Moises CAISEDO linked with Arsenal. Could Arsenal finally get someone to play where Thomas Partey plays when we do not have him? And we'll be talking about TILEMANS as well. The Athletic have just said they want TILEMANS, but they need to get Granit Xhaka out of the door. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But we also talk about Yeremy Pino as well, according to a few sources. Now, Edu has flown to Spain in Valencia. They are in Villarreal, I think. So there are a couple of conspiracy theories and also some theories to explain his flight to Spain. And many people are saying he's gone there to get the Yeremy Pino deal done. We understand that we want the player, but the question is, will we sign him before the window closes? All that and more is coming up on the podcast. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 800 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well, as we are very close to 57,000 subscribers. Now, let's start off with the CAISEDO links because I think that they make more sense, in my opinion. And they're very, very exciting. And I'm not trying to say here that they make a lot of sense because CAISEDO was a ball against Man United. But I think it is what we are lacking in that squad. When you talk about Arsenal having two players, two quality players in every position, there is one position that we have actually not, dive deep into, and that is that midfield base, and that is that midfield pivot. We know Thomas Partey is one of the best, in doing that in the Premier League, maybe behind Fabinho, Rodri, and Jion, because I really think Jion, in terms of playing a single pivot, is actually, absolutely on another level as well. But when I think about Thomas Partey and the role he plays at Arsenal, there is one thing I think about. What do we do when he is not available? What exactly do Arsenal have to, where do we turn to when he picks up that injury? And of course, we know every season, he will pick up an injury at any point in time, unless this season is going to be a very, very different one. And last campaign, he picked up that injury when we needed him the most. He was the most important player in our side. He was the most important player in the Arsenal side. And the fact that he picked up that injury late into the season while we were facing Spurs, we're trying to make sure that we run away from Spurs. The last few games of the campaign were absolutely horrendous. Now, of course, you will have to understand that we've given Mohamed Elneny a new contract. But for me, that is absolute shite. That is absolute shite. It doesn't make any sense for me. And I will be in disagreement with Mo Elneny's new contract until it expires. And there are two reasons, basically, why I don't agree with it. One, well, I think the age bracket he's in, and the position we want him to play in, I just feel you need someone younger, someone with the legs, and someone with, boiling blood. So I think Mohamed Elneny's age bracket, 20, 28, 29, 30, covering for Thomas Partey, who's 29, clocking 30. No, I actually don't agree with that. But then the other point is how skilled is Mohamed Elneny to play to deputize Thomas Partey in that area. How skilled is he, if we're gonna be honest? So in the end, I think CAISEDO and the links, this is where they make absolute sense. So according to the stories that are flying around, Arsenal do want to enter talks with Brighton for the signature of Moises CAISEDO. Now, they did sign him as a midfield partner and also long-term replacement of Yves Bissouma, who was going to leave Tottenham, who was going to leave Brighton at any point in time. And of course, this summer he did leave to join Antonio Conte at Tottenham Hotspur. And for me, Arsenal, yes, going for Moises CAISEDO is absolutely brilliant. But missing out on Yves Bissouma as well, a player that 100% understood what it means to play for us. Now, I mean, it meant his life. He would push that deal through as if it depended on him, as if his life depended on it. And we just let him go. But anyway, let's talk about Caicedo, right? So, I mean, this is not the best review for a Man United fan. So if you're not a Man United fan watching, just hit the like button, subscribe, and walk away, right? Because Caicedo in that Brighton game, if you had a chance to watch it, man of the match performance. He was absolutely everywhere. And that is the role that Arsenal want him to take on, want him to take on after Thomas Partey, but also during times when you need to rotate Thomas Partey. There are going to be very many games per month, in every month in this season. We have 5 in August. We have 5 in, I think, in October and September. So very many games across the next 10 months. Players are really going to be tired. And Thomas Partey, above everything else, is going to be representing Ghana in the World Cup. Now, you will ask me, Cossy, why exactly are we concerned with the World Cup? Thomas Partey, the role he plays at Arsenal, double that the role he plays on on Ghana, because he's their star. He's their star man. Now he plays for Arsenal in the Premier League. Everything depends on Thomas Partey. I won't be very surprised if he picks up an injury in the World Cup, or he comes back from the World Cup and then boom, he has picked up an injury, right? After playing a few minutes, a few games. So there's not going to be a lot of resting time after the World Cup, and even before the World Cup, there is not a lot of rest period for Thomas Partey and these other players. So you need a player. You need 2 players in every position. Moises Caicedo, I approve that one. And this is the reason why I approve Moises Caicedo. Anyone could say, Cossy, what are you even talking about? Moises Caicedo, why would you take him? How much do you know about him? Yes, he's signed from South America, but he's coming to this Brighton side, and we know the guy. We know the kind of player. We know the type of player he will become. He's not actually made his mark for me. He's not this. I mean, this season, if he stays at Brighton, we'll have a chance to watch him better, to analyze him and try to see what kind of player he's going to be. But he's top quality for me. He's absolutely top quality. So how much would it cost us? I think it would be in the region of around 35 to 45 million pounds. I think Brighton's first stance will be, we do not want to sell. I mean, think about anything, think about everything. Do not think about us selling Moises Caicedo to you. I will honestly, respectively understand, after losing Yves Bissouma, Marco Cucurella, they're thinking about how do we replace these guys. And Graham Potter's just gone, okay, I do have a Moises Caicedo somewhere, so I'm gonna play him in that defensive midfield, and boy oh boy, he is living up to the task. And then, I mean, Pascal Gross, not anywhere the quality of Marco Cucurella. Honestly, I'm not trying to troll him here, but there is no quality. Would you sign him at Arsenal? Don't look at me like that. So the point he lads is Moises Caicedo to Arsenal, 100%. I approve that. But can they sell to us? Are they willing to lose such a player at this point in time, in this window, unless the bid is going to be unbreakable? Do not rule out. I do not rule out the chance of us signing Moises Caicedo, but I do not. I wouldn't really say I'm 10 out of 10 or I'm even 6 out of 10. My hopes for that one are 2.5 out of 10. But do you know where my hopes are? Then let's switch over to the Youri Tielemans saga. Now, The Athletic have just given us a very rusty nail in our coffin. I mean, a coffin is one of the worst things in the world. You can never be in a coffin and go to dreamland. And then, if you have rusty nails in your coffin, that's a disaster upon a disaster. So the Athletic have just said, Granit Xhaka will have to move on if Arsenal are to sign Youri Tielemans. And in my head, I've gone, come on. Literally, Come on. But it makes a lot of sense. After signing Fabio Vieira, I'm not really saying that Fabio Vieira literally blocks the move, but what I'm trying to say here is that after signing Fabio Vieira, we've added someone to the midfield. Xhaka is available. Elneny has signed a new contract. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has not left yet, and all those are options that can play in that midfield area. I think someone, apart from Lucas Torreira, has to move on. Now, at first, I didn't think it was going to be Granit Xhaka. I thought, move on 2 players, Youri Tielemans and Lucas Torreira. But then it looks like, honestly, not Youri Tielemans, but Ainsley. Ainsley does not affect Youri Tielemans' deal in any way, shape or form. He doesn't. So it's got to be Granit Xhaka. Where are we going to sell Granit Xhaka, for fuck's sake? Where are we going to sell Granit Xhaka? I mean, few clubs interested in him. He did register some interest from Roma last campaign. They wanted him again this summer, but after signing Paulo Dybala and a few other players from the French League One, they've signed Gigi Wijnaldum. I doubt Roma will come for him. Leverkusen could be a destination, but not 100%. They're still interested. Gladbach as well are also interested in the player. So, would I be happy to swap Xhaka for Youri Tielemans? I would be 100% happy. Is Mikel Arteta ready and happy to swap Xhaka for Youri Tielemans? I do not think he is. Honestly, I do not think he is. Do you see the way Jordan Henderson finds himself in that Liverpool side? That is what Xhaka is to Mikel Arteta. You will never keep him out of that Arsenal squad. You will never keep him out of that Arsenal 11 when he's fit. So for me, it's... I don't know how I should term it, but I don't see Xhaka move on. It's kind of hitting a dead rock, and the only thing that can come out of it probably is a stream of water. Hopefully. I mean, hopefully. Massively, hopefully. So I think, to be honest, Youri Tielemans to Arsenal has suffered a huge blow. A very, very huge blow. Xhaka to move on, it would be a spectacular by Edu and and Mikel Arteta if they move him on. It would be a very, very big spectacular. I'm not saying he cannot go anywhere. I'm saying, where do the loyalties of Mikel Arteta lie? They lie with Granit Xhaka. So I think he stays. I mean, 10 times out of 10 for me, he stays, and Tielemans then remains at Leicester. But for me, I'm gonna say this: out of the 100 I said that I was on, I'm only dropping 1, so I'm at 99%. Tielemans comes to Arsenal, but when an outlet as big as the Athletic tell you that a guy, Xhaka's exit will determine Tielemans' entry, you've got to be scared. You really have got to be scared. But anyway, that's it. Now, Edu has also moved to Spain. Edu today has flown to Spain. There are very, very many rumors about this. But let's discuss the 2 theories explaining why Edu has gone to Spain. One is that he's going to finalize the deal of Yeremy Pino, a player that I absolutely do not even rate in any way, shape, or form. I cannot lie about that. I think as a person who supports Spain, you need to listen to me, Arsenal fans, and you need to listen to me very well, right? I support Spain. I've seen this boy. He's absolutely magnificent. He's so good. And he's going to perform wonders under Luis Enrique as Spain boss. But he is not near what we need at Arsenal at the moment. Not in any way, shape, or form. He's not near. Look, listen. When you go to a liquor store, or when you go to, probably, it depends where you want to go, whether you go to a confectionery or anywhere, and you're thirsty, and you're bloody thirsty, and there is water, and there is, any other kind of refreshment, the first thing you go for is water. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean that the other refreshments do not do the job, but water is known for for its reputation as a refreshment. So in my opinion here, I'm thinking there is Moussa Diaby, there is Pedro Neto, there is I mean, we're so linked. The reason sense we're linked with I don't know how I could call it, a plethora, a number of players as wide forwards, as attackers. The reason we go for Yeremy Pino, yeah, I understand what Arsenal are thinking here. He's 19 turning into 20. He's literally not shown anywhere. His ceiling is very high, has a very high resale value, and is coming into an Arsenal side that is already has a well established 11. So what you need it for here is you need him to come and complement Saka and also just share a few minutes of Bukayo Saka's burden. I understand that, okay, but what if for 45 million we can do better? That is my concern. What if we get someone who's experienced? What if we get someone who is, a little bit more, who has lived the experience? Because for me, that is what I want. 2019, Yeremy Pino, fine. He's fine. If he comes to Arsenal, I will be jubilating. It makes our window better. But what about Moussa Diaby? How about Pedro Neto? Because those wins they don't make us better alone. They take us to another level, right? You need that competitiveness. Gabriel Martinelli started off very well this season, very well. You need someone who will lift the spirits of Gabriel Martinelli, and even when Martinelli's form dips a little, or when he suffers from burnout, you need someone who can give you either more than that, or at least 10 times better than that. And for me, that is what I want. So Yeremy Pino, Edu could be there. I will be doing detailed reports about all these players, just like I promised. But at the moment, let's see if we can sign him. Honestly, let's see if we can sign him. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube. 90 More Podcast is already up and running. Huge updates there and very, very beautiful content. So make sure you subscribe to 90 More. Subscribe on here. Hit the like button if you love the content. And your thoughts in the comment section really matter. Who should we sign next? And where should our biggest budget or biggest half of the budget we are remaining with go? See you very, very soon.